Good morning, y'all. This is your girl, Jen Sugarmeyer. I'm your host of Mindset in the Morning. And it is Monday morning here in the United States, and it's Labor Day if you're tuning in live, which means probably most people are sleeping. And I actually may go take a little nap after this. I realized last night, so I had like nightmares throughout the entire night. And I don't watch a whole lot of news, but I went on one of those like rabbit holes where I just kept one story to the next and I think it reflected itself in my dreams. So needless to say, I had a really rocky night last night, and I know better. Don't eat late and don't watch that much news before you go to bed, but anyway, is what it is. So I hope you all did something self-care related this weekend, whether it just be take 5 minutes for yourself, or maybe take an hour, go get a massage, take a walk, just do something that you enjoy. It's so important for us to make that time for ourselves. And when you take care of yourself, you are going to be able to take care of others better. I promise you. Sometimes it seems selfish. I know that. But when you have a full cup, you're able to give more to others. If you don't have a full cup, then you're just splashing out what you already have. And then all of a sudden you're going to have an empty cup. That's just how it works. So I hope you did something. If not, and it's a holiday for you, then catch up today. Do something nice for yourself. That is my wish for you. And this week, we're going to be talking about effective communication, because I see this all just so often. I mean, we're communicating every single day of our lives, and we all have so many different beliefs that when you boil it down, and I believe somebody's going to reject me. I believe somebody's going to, I'm going to offend somebody. I believe that, I should just stay quiet, or I believe whatever that may be. And so whatever those beliefs are the reason we stay quiet, or, talk to somebody else instead of talking to the person, whatever it may be. We don't have this effective communication because we've got some kind of belief. So we're going to be talking all about communicating this week, and just start to think about how that applies to your own life and what type of communicator you are. And and also, as we talk, think about how you want your life to look. So we're talking about communication this week. How do you see yourself as a communicator, just as a human being talking to other people? What is your communication style? Have you found that it works for you? Are there areas that can improve? And if it's not working for you, how would it look like if it did work for you? So what I find very often is this mind reading idea. So, is that we think that people need to be mind readers. Well, they should just know what I want. They should just have an idea or whatever. And I just would really encourage everyone to think about this method of this approach, that people should just automatically know. They should just assume. And even if it's someone really close to you, the truth is, I mean, think about your own life and how busy you are. Do you have the time to be thinking how other people, what they need, I mean, are you able to read what's in their head? And I know for me, I mean, I can't, and I don't have that much time. I mean, if I sat and I thought about it, then maybe I could come up with a little bit more, like, oh yeah, maybe I should do this. But wouldn't it just be easier if we just communicated to each other what we needed? Say, hey, I need help with this, versus you struggling and hoping somebody sees you and asks. I have one friend that comes to mind who's really good. Now I've got a handful of friends that are really good about asking me if I need help, but like they don't know to ask if I need help if I don't tell them I got something going on. So, and there have been times I've been there too. This is not just me being, accusing anybody of having not great communication. We all fall into this bucket from time to time. And I know for me, I sat there and worked on projects and I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I just wish I had some help. And then I'll just stay frustrated by myself. I continue watching YouTube videos and I don't actually do anything about the situation, like tell anybody, ask anybody. I'm more likely to go out to, I don't know, a Craigslist or Fiverr or whatever to go get help before I engage some of my friends because I don't want to inconvenience them and this, that, and the other. But then I think, oh, but they're the ones that have all the answers. I should just ask them, but I don't want to inconvenience people. So my belief, this is my belief, is that if I say something when I need something, then I'm inconveniencing people. That's what I believe, and that's what holds me back. Now, what if I changed that around? One of my good friends, it's a couple, they love helping. They absolutely love it. And it makes them feel good. And I realized this a couple of years ago as I was working on my house. And it was incredible how much my friend just stepped up and said, Jen, I want to help you. And I was very reluctant and hesitant to say anything because I have this, I don't want to inconvenience you belief. And what I realized through that is that she got this immense gratification for being able to give back. And there was this time that I had done something for her and I didn't think about it. And for her, it was very significant. And she's brought this up several times over the years and said, Jen, but you were there for me when? And I'm like, yeah, but of course I would be there for you. I'm your friend. Of course I would be there. We don't need to keep bringing this up. But for her, it was so impactful. So she wanted to give back, and that's just in her nature. So she's one of these giving people. And I am restricting her from stepping in and doing something that makes her feel good when I strong arm her. And there's a fine line between, you know, allowing somebody to help you from time to time and taking advantage of them. And only you are going to know that. But I had to get over my belief system that what was impacting, this idea that I was going to be, inconveniencing people, that in fact, that's not what it is. Another belief that I could have is people want to help, or people have gratification when they are able to step in, or you can deepen your friendships when friends are able to help each other, not just a one-way street. So by shifting these beliefs within myself, I was able to ask for help more easily. It's still awkward. I'm not going to lie. It is an awkward thing for me to accept help. But when I change my belief, I'm able to accept it. But in order to accept it, people have to know. I think one of the examples that comes to mind the most is couples. Well, he should have known what I wanted for my birthday. Well, he should have known, or she should have known what gift I wanted, or whatever that may be. And there again, we're getting into the mind reading. So we have this idea that because somebody knows, this belief that because somebody knows you well, that they should be in your head. We're talking about mind reading. Mind reading. Now, when you and your significant other or your close friends or your family, there is some level of them being in tune and asking things. But do you think it's a little selfish for you to think that somebody is in your head and should be able to guess? I I have a little issue with thinking that everybody should just come to me and know what I want. I mean, it sounds a little narcissistic. I don't know. I'm not saying everybody's a narcissist, but it's like, you should know what I'm thinking. It's kind of like all about me. And part of that is we feel uncomfortable saying something. And so you should just know what's in my head because I don't want to say it out loud. And why don't you want to say it out loud? I mean, maybe you think that somebody should just know. Or You feel uncomfortable saying it. It feels weird asking, like me asking for help. It just feels weird. So I don't. Or maybe it's you feel weird, you feel awkward, you don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. Like if you say something, if you stand up for yourself and say this is what I want, then other people are going to feel uncomfortable, and it's going to make it to be an awkward situation. And maybe you just want to people please, and if you stand up for yourself, then all these other people, they're going to feel awkward is what you think. And so you just don't say anything at all. And so play that situation out. Let's say you want something, you need something, and you don't say anything for whatever reason it is, whatever reason, it doesn't matter. How does it feel when you don't get your needs met? It's frustrating, isn't it? It's frustrating. You really wanted to do something for your birthday. You really wanted to go on a vacation. You really wanted to, there was something, you just needed a hug. Maybe you just needed a hug. You just needed to talk to somebody, cry on somebody's shoulder. Maybe you felt like you needed that raise at work. I don't know what it is for you, but we all have something that we need, some more hours at work to make up, or some more time off, or there's tons of things that we need in our life. And if you're not asking for them and they're not just like nobody's mind reading and giving you them, how does it feel? It doesn't feel that good. And we maybe get into one of these levels of suffering. That's what's going to happen. I mean, you feel frustrated. Maybe there's some resentment like, oh, why does everybody else get time off, but I don't get time off? Or, oh, I'm so tired of doing everything for everybody else. Can't somebody just help me? Or, oh, he should have just known what I wanted. Couldn't he have just done better? And we get into this resentment and frustration, and maybe even get angry, or maybe you feel tired, you feel overwhelmed and overworked, or maybe you feel a little sad. Like, why isn't this happening to me? It happens to everybody else, but not me. So when we're not having our needs met, we don't have a full cup. We feel that we're lacking. We feel that we're empty, and we're not bringing it to the table like we should be, because we've got all this anger and frustration, resentment, all this suffering that's within us. If you have suffering within you, it's not having a full cup. You don't feel good. You don't feel whole. So what would it feel like to just know that if you asked for what you needed, that regardless of the outcome, because just because you ask for something doesn't mean you're going to get it. It doesn't. But just like, it's not quite like playing the lottery, but like if you don't play the lottery, you for sure aren't going to win. Now, somebody may be in tune with what you need, and they may just give it to you. So you have better odds than playing the lottery, but it's leaving your life to chance. You are literally leaving your life to chance if you don't say anything. And you're just going to be moving around through life in suffering. You're not going to have that full cup. I think of like a sponge. When like a full sponge, it doesn't take on extra water because it's full. It's like, I got what I need. But a sponge that's not full, every time there's water, it picks it up. It picks it up. It picks it up. You want to have a full sponge. Like, I'm happy. I'm good. It's knowing, it's that confidence within yourself. That's what confidence feels like. It's like, it's all good. I don't need anything else. I have trust in myself. I have faith in myself. I have belief in myself. I know that whatever the situation, it's going to be okay. Like, those are the four main definitions of confidence. So what if you were more confident when you were talking to people and you said, you know what, whatever it is, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. If they say no, so what? I just pivot and I move on. If I get rejected, and I don't know if rejected is the right word. I mean, we talk about failure a lot. I wouldn't say that it's this failure, that it's, maybe a lesson learned or a course correction. Let's say you walk up to somebody, you're like, I want to go talk to that cute guy in the bar. Yeah. And the person's like, not interested. Were you rejected? I mean, it could feel that way. Like maybe the universe is telling you that that isn't your person. Like if the person is seriously going to reject you like that, is that the person that you want? No. If you want to go talk to somebody because you think that they're cute and maybe you want to go on a date, wouldn't you want to be accepted with open arms? Maybe the person has a girlfriend or a spouse, or maybe just had his heart broken. Maybe he's a recent widow. Who knows? Like you have no idea what is going on with that other person. They were just like, their energy was just like, no, don't put it on you. It could be this other chick that just like completely broke his heart. It has nothing to do with you. But if you don't put yourself out there and ask, then how are you going to know? My favorite, I ride the train here in Dallas, and I seem to get hit on a lot while I'm on the Dart, more so than in other places. It's not every time do I go on the Dart, do I get hit on, but that's the name of our train, is the Dart. And so when I'm on there, it was a few weeks ago. I was listening to my headphones and some guy, he like kicked my foot. I was sitting there, just listening to I was in my phone. I don't make eye contact with people. We don't need to go there. And so he kicks my foot and I look up and he starts talking. So I was like, yeah, what's up? And he goes, hey, can I get your number? And I was like, no. He goes, okay. And that was it. Like, that was it. This guy didn't like cry. He didn't like hide his head. I don't even think he moved. He wasn't like, I'm so embarrassed I have to move. He just was like, okay. What if we started approaching life a little bit more that way? That when you wanted something, when you needed something, you just asked for it. You just said it. And it doesn't always have to be in the form of a question. It could just be your opinion. Like, I need to insert opinion here. I need to stand up for myself and my thoughts and my beliefs and all of that. And you just said it. And you said it unapologetically, without reservation. And you knew that everything was going to be okay. Even if what you said didn't land the way you thought it was going to, you're still okay because you're a full sponge. You don't need to take on anything else. You're good. You're good. So I want you to think about that person today, that full sponge that is able to communicate what you need. Because if you don't stand up for you, who is going to stand up for you? I want you to be a full sponge. I want you to go out and ask for what you need. Say those things that come to mind. Now, again, I mean, think within reason, right? I mean, like, use your words. Let's not offend people, like do it in a nice way, know your audience, those kinds of things. But you have to stand up for you. You have to, because nobody else is going to do it if not for you. That's it. So let's not play the mind game. Like, we're not mind readers. Stop pretending that. So if you want what you want out of this life, you need to find your voice. You need to stand up for you. Everything is going to be okay. Have that trust, that faith, that belief in your life, in yourself, and in your life. But I want you today, as you go out and you face the world, I want you to notice when you are holding yourself back, when there is something you need, and how do you approach that? Do you hold back or do you speak into it? And then just start to practice speaking into it. And you'll see, taking these little baby steps, you'll see that like everything is okay. And if somebody rejects you, it's okay too. It just wasn't meant to be. But don't leave life to chance. This is your life. It's the one shot you got at it. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. I would love, please please subscribe, and please share with your friends. We're going to be talking about communication all week. So if that is something that somebody that struggles with or could use this message, please share with them. That would mean a lot. And you can go out to higherinheels.com and message me if there's a topic that you want to talk about. So with that, I will see you here tomorrow. Have a great day. Go be powerful. Go be that person that you know that you were made to be. We'll see you then.